Hello.
Welcome.
This is my podcast. I don't know what I'm calling it. It's either On Air with Tubes and Sabs
We
as
haven't
the guest.
haven't come
or
up with a name as yet, but
Talking Bollocks is what I would like to call it. But
Yeah.
'cause that's pretty much what we're going to do is talk some
Yeah.
bollocks about various things. So there could be complaints. There could be whiny voices. I'll just wait for you to move the mic. Okay, cool.
sorry.
Yeah,
It'll
so-
be a mixture of things that are bugging us or
Yeah, this is stuff we'd like to talk about. Like, why is Snapchat sending me fucking notifications?
Okay.
Like, I don't use Snapchat, but Snapchat is always like, try this new lens. And like,
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, it quite often sends me notifications saying that, so-and-so is on Snapchat. I'm like,
Okay.
I don't
Good
fucking
for
care.
them.
Who is that person? It's not someone I know, though. It's not someone in my contacts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because there was someone named Jess who popped up.
Oh.
And I dated a Jess a couple of times not too long ago. And I was like, oh, is
it that
her number
person?
in my phone or something?
Yeah.
Is that why it popped up? So I checked, like, the number's not my phone anymore because she's a cunt. And
Most
I was like,
people
well, okay, well, let's see what the fuck is going on here. Like, maybe it's a case of I'm still in her contacts and it's synced up or some shit like that. So I was like, yeah. So I said hello to the person, and I told him straight up, like, I don't know why, but I got a notification saying that, you were on Snapchat, and I was like, oh, who's this? I'll just do a random ad and see what's up. And turned out to be some 20-year-old girl who was seemingly very emotional, possibly about a breakup.
Yep.
And obviously had been treated kind of badly because, she was posting all a few pictures about how she's not going to, care for anybody else or some shit, or she's not going to give anybody time unless they give her time. And I kind of laughed because that was really dumb because she would barely reply to any of my messages. I was like, well, hang on, like, I'm trying to connect with you here because I'm just like, I don't want anything, I just want to chat. And I was like, well, but you're giving me like shitty one-word answers. And I'm like, no, like,
I feel like that's a good.
bye.
I feel like that's a good segue into what we should talk about today.
Manners, etiquette.
Not even manners and etiquette, but just, I guess.
I'd like to talk about manners.
I feel like, yeah, actually, probably no. That would be a good
We
start.
can start with
So,
manners. Because I was in the supermarket this afternoon, whatever, and like I was so frustrated with how many people were there just being dicks. And it's like, you know what, like, I get it. It's a public space. Like, everyone's welcome. But, like, you don't have to be in my fucking way.
No.
Or in my face.
but that's
like,
a big thing, isn't it? It's because I also went shopping yesterday, and the amount of people that were there was out of control.
Yeah.
Like, I just could not believe it.
Yeah.
And like, people were like edging me along while I was trying to look at stuff. I'm like, can you just fuck off? Like, I'm trying
Exactly.
to look at stuff in the
Yeah.
meat, in the meat fridge.
Yep.
And, I've got this old person behind me, like, basically trying to push me along without pushing me along.
Yeah.
And I'm like, babe, seriously, we're all trying to do the same thing here.
Yeah.
We're all trying to do our shopping.
Yeah. Like, fuck off.
Like, yeah, literally.
Yeah, like I was like, because I love yogurt, and I was just looking at the yogurt. I was trying to find some little small ones because they've got all these new flavors and stuff. I was like, oh, what's that? What's that one? And it's bitch, sort of like come in like sort of behind me and just sort of like tuck her way in to grab something. And I'm like, what a fucking kill you to say excuse me.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not that hard. And like, she's like right there. And I was like, if I was a lesser person, I would fucking slap you on the fucking back of your head and go, fucking either wait your fucking turn or say, excuse me. It's not that hard.
Literally. And I mean, I know you always get frustrated with me whenever we go to the shops together because, I'll say sorry if I'm in someone's way.
Yeah.
But
Just frustrated. It's like,
the reason I say it is because no one else fucking does.
yeah, true.
And it's like, I know I'm in someone's way,
Yeah.
and that's why I say, oh, I'm really sorry.
Yeah. A lot of the
But
time, you're
nobody
not
else
in the way.
does.
Though.
Well, no,
That's the
I
thing.
know, but at the
That's
same
the part I
time,
get frustrated
it's just
about,
like, I feel like they're getting frustrated with me
Yeah.
because I'm in the vicinity.
Yeah.
And like, do you remember when COVID first started? I went to the shops and I was looking at the bacon And this bitch come and stood right next to me.
Yeah.
And look, at that point, it wasn't even about social distancing at that time. It was personal fucking space. 'Cause
Yeah.
she was standing right on top of me. And I'm just like, bitch, no.
It's like this bitch with the yogurt.
Yeah. And I was just like, I literally, like, I
Are you
took a
going down on me or what's going on?
like, I took a
That
step
close.
away from her because
Yeah.
I was just like, no, like, I
away,
want
yeah.
personal space
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
It's not just social distancing
No,
now. Like,
This bitch, I can smell you.
literally. And yeah, I mean, that's another thing, like just manners and etiquette. People going places without wearing deodorant. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, when I used to
Well,
work in
that's
this...
the thing. Like, you can't smell yourself. So it's kind of hard. Whoa, that look you're giving me.
I can... No. 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 Let me
yeah.
let me tell you a story.
Okay.
So I know for a fact that I can, like, if I smell, I know. Like, I will generally, like, I'm very self-conscious about smells. So I can always smell myself.
Yep.
So if, for example, I have the slightest bit of BO, I'm just like, do the whole subtle sniff check just to make sure if it's me or someone else.
Oh, yeah.
Not
Like that,
quite
yeah.
like that. Just do the whole like, okay, yep, I stink.
Yeah.
Like, and because so when I first moved to 10 years ago, I was, I'd driven down to my hometown and got all my stuff. So we're talking all of my furniture, all the rest of my clothes, everything that I had. I drove down in a Hertz budget truck,
Yep.
picked up everything, chucked it all in the truck, drove all the way back to in one day.
Yeah.
I left at, I think, 8 o'clock in the morning,
Yep.
and I didn't get back to until about 10 o'clock that night. And yeah.
Yeah, of course you would have been stinking then, but I'm talking about like,
Oh, no. The story's not over yet.
well, can you hurry it up?
Let me finish. So my housemate at the time and I went to the shops the next day. Like, I'd showered, I'd put deodorant on, I thought I was okay.
Yeah.
I was not.
Okay.
I'm like walking around the supermarket and I'm going, oh fuck, there is some stinky motherfucker following me around the shop. And it wasn't
I
until
remember
I
this story.
basically got right to the end of my shopping trip and I've
Yeah.
gone, oh fuck, that stinky motherfucker is me. And of course I'm just like, will this
Oh, no.
motherfucker stop following me?
Yep.
And then
It was you.
and then I realized it was myself and I yelled at my housemate. I said to her, I'm like, you knew that I stunk. Why did you let me leave the fucking house? But like, look, all that aside, the fact that people claim that they can't smell themselves, I'm sorry, that's so untrue.
Yeah, when I was a smoker,
Mm-hmm.
I could not smell myself. Whether that was the cigarettes dampening my sense of smell or whatever. But when I quit and I was at the hardware store and I could fucking smell the people who were like a few meters away from me.
Yeah.
And it all made me throw up. Almost made me throw up. And I was like, ugh. And then I started to think, well, hang on, I used to smell like that because I smoked. Mm-hmm. Then I remembered all the times when I was very young and I shouldn't have been smoking. And I tried to blame it on other things, like it's my clothes from that party that our family
Yeah.
went to or something. I think about that now and I'm like, oh, yeah, that was, my parents knew I was lying, obviously.
But I mean, I get what you're saying in terms of the fact that you climatize to your own smells.
There you go.
But I guess the biggest thing with that, like, I know for myself, like, I mean, I know I'm a little bit different, but, like, for example, I've gone into my laundry 3 times today and there's a funky ass smell in there. And yet there's no wet clothes in there. My washing machine's open, so it's had time to dry out. I feel like it could be the drain.
Yep.
But I honestly don't want to explore that. But like those things, like you said, because I've climatized myself to the smell of this house, whenever there is a funky smell, I smell it straight away. Like, especially like the bin, for example, because it's under the sink. If I open the cupboards to the sink,
It
like,
hits you in the face.
phew,
Yeah.
hello.
I remember.
But it's one of those things. It's you know, it's not that I'm untidy. It's just that sometimes there's bad smells,
Yep.
and I pick up on it straight away. Like, I mean, I know of people who have cats, for example, and they've got inside cats, and they don't empty the litter tray very often. So the smell of cat pee is literally like you walk up to the front door and you can smell it at the front door.
Yeah. Is no
How,
Is
like,
not good.
again, obviously with the whole climatizing of smells and whatever, I don't personally know how you can't be aware of that.
Back to the point, if there is one.
Well, the whole concept of like manners and, you know, like
Etiquette and stuff.
etiquette and whatnot. Because I specifically remember when I used to work in the city and I used to catch the bus, and during summer,
Yeesh. No good. Terrible.
not even a little bit. And it's not like you could open the windows on the bus because the air conditioner's trying to work and the air conditioner's recycling the air in the bus. So you're just constantly slapped with the smell of BO.
Why I don't catch buses. Several reasons why I don't catch buses, but that's one of them.
That's literally, I'm the same. It's like, that's why I stopped catching public transport, period.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I don't go into the city anymore.
You know, I don't know if it's a case of just getting older, because I'm 37 now. Well, I like to say 37 going on 50 because I don't feel young anymore.
I'm 31 going on 60, I feel like.
yep,
So, you know, we're both in the same boat.
Yeah. But, you know, when I went to the game store today to get another pair of headphones, you know, I was the only person in the store. And the two people working there would be like 20, you know, 22 or something max, like super young. And like I'm just standing there looking at the box, like no one in there, and they're just having a shitty little conversation behind me. And I'm thinking, well, you know, I know I don't like to be approached by people in stores and be like, hey, can I help you with something? Because like I know what I want. I'm just looking at the box, reading it, making sure it is what I want, or that it can do what I want it to do. And like, so I'm kind of standing there like, yep, I'm listening to their conversation as well. It's like just about dumbest fucking shit. And they use these weird words to me. It's like, well, it's not weird words. It's like normal words, but in a weird way. You know, so when they're talking about something, if you and I were talking about something, you know, and I would say, oh, really? You would say, oh, really? Because you're like, oh, what? They would say actual.
Yeah.
And fucking hell, I was standing there going, what the fuck? I mean, like, I use the word sometimes when I say, what the actual fuck?
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, just in a conversation, instead of like, oh, that's cool, or, oh, really? That's amazing. They go, actual? They go, yeah, actual. Like, what the fuck? Is it just me being older, or are they, like, misusing that word? I don't know. But it was just the way they were talking about it, and just talking about all this, like, mundane stuff. And I mean, like, this will probably branch off into a whole, like, social media and stuff, because that's part of it too. But it's just, you know, they're talking about how, you know, he was saying something about, you know, that he's living alone.
Right.
And I was like, thinking like, well, I'd love to live alone. Ain't no skin off my ass, motherfucker. But then he said, you know, because his sister and whatever has gone away for whatever. I'm like, really? So your big thing was that your family members have gone away for a bit, and you're like, I was like, fucking hell, like, wow.
First world problems.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then so she's like, you know, having a back and forth conversation, and they seem really interested in what they're talking about. And I'm just standing there going, what the fuck am I hearing? What the actual fuck am I hearing? And, you know, she was talking about how they would like to close the store early and just go home, and that someone else from another shift or another store or whatever closed up the shop for like an hour and a half just because they didn't want to deal with it. And I'm like,
What?
the fuck is going on here? It's like I think now maybe I'm getting to that age where I got fucking young people, you know.
Fucking millennials,
Yeah.
even though we are technically millennials.
Technically, yeah.
No.
I don't think we're millennial minded, to be honest.
No, but I think the biggest thing with that is that we grew up in households where if you know you had to fend for yourself. It wasn't a case of that everything was given to us on a silver platter. you know,
I like to think bronze platter for me, you know.
I didn't even get a fucking platter. Maybe it was a cardboard one.
Maybe.
Who knows? But you know, it's one of those things. We knew from a very young age that if we wanted something, we had to work for it.
Yeah. Parents tried to instill that into us.
That's right. But you know, unfortunately, you know, I look at like
It's just that work ethic. Like, so then the next part of my story about that place today was that, you know, once I got up to the counter with the box, and of course, like, you know, the product is not in the box; it's just a display box. So the guy had to go and get it. Not sure if he really seemed that bothered by it, but it seemed like a bit like, oh, fucking
bit of a hassle.
yeah, a bit of a hassle. And then so while he was doing that, the girl said that she might as well get rid of the stock that was there. And I was like, I looked down and there's a pile of boxes and stuff there. And I was like, so hang on, instead of doing something,
your job, yeah,
you were just sitting there having a fucking little bitch whinge about, you know, millennial bullshit when there was a task for you to do right there, where you could have had that conversation and done the thing at the same time.
I guess the biggest thing is
You've got a
that
job to do.
people unfortunately don't know how to multitask. I
It's
don't know.
Not even that. It's just a case of being fucking lazy, I think. You know, 'cause when,
There is that, yeah.
if there's a task to do, I'll fucking do it. Like, and you can have a conversation at the same time. It's not a particularly thrilling conversation. It's usually about, you know, the day and what's shit and what's not shit, about the jobs that you're doing.
Yeah.
But, you know, when I walked out of there, I was like, that's just fucking shit. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I hate buying something and walking out of the store feeling like crap for just having bought something, or you know, having to deal with a shitty salesman. You know, like, I feel I should be walking out of there with like, yes, I just bought this thing. I'm fucking happy. That's so cool. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, you remember when I bought my TV? That was a good sales experience. Like, you know, that guy, he was really onto it. He really wanted to help out. You know, I mean, the TV that I originally went there to look at, you know, there was a special promotion where it was like, I think that you got Optus prepaid for a year or something, wasn't it? And then he's just like, look, for an extra $100, you can get this TV. There's nothing extra with it, so you're not going to waste your money because you don't want the freebie. You may as well get this. It's an extra $100, but it's, you know, it's the exact same thing. That was a good experience. Like, he was, you know, helpful. He didn't...
It was courteous. He didn't badger you. Didn't try and
he didn't
upsell you on
he
some
didn't fuck around.
Yeah.
But I guess the one thing, like, you know, based on what you was just saying then about the whole experience at that shop today, I always find it interesting whenever we've gone somewhere. You know, we'll have 10 people come up to us and say, "Do you need a hand? Do you need anything?" And we're just like, "Can you just actually fuck off?" Like, you know, you're the 100th person that's approached us.
Exactly.
And
it's like, no,
but then,
go away.
But then it's
I'll
funny.
call if I need you. It'll be like, oh,
Jeeves. No.
I'll be like,
Yeah.
service.
But then the other side of that is that when you're in a situation where people don't approach you, it's like
equally as frustrating.
It's equally as frustrating.
It's those times where you're a little bit unsure and you want somebody to come along and say, "Can I help you?" Like, "Oh, well, I'm not too sure about this thingy." Like, no one does that.
No, and that's the thing. When you're after something specific, no one approaches you. When you are literally just browsing, 300 people come up to you and are just like, "Do you want some help with that?" Like,
what? Standing here looking at shit? Fuck off.
Yeah, literally. Like, "Do you want to give me fries as well?"
Yeah, exactly,
like, you know. And but that's the thing, isn't it? It's honestly such a catch-22. It's you know, but that's the biggest thing with everything.
Yeah.
Is that, you know, again, with the whole manners and etiquette thing, you know, people who jaywalk, it's like there's a crossing right fucking there. But then the second that someone uses that fucking crossing, like, we're just like, jaywalk like the rest of us, you deep shit.
Yeah, he was like, "I never got to stop for you." Fuck.
Yeah, literally. Like, and that's the thing. It's just the same with everything. It's just, you know.
It's like, I don't care if someone's crossing the road, but you know, it really bugs me when, you know, there's a they're crossing the street and you either almost clip them,
Yeah.
or you got to move out of their way a little bit and you almost hit somebody else.
Yeah.
And then you see a crosswalk, and the motherfucker's fucking crosswalk right fucking there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know.
No, I totally get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just one of those weird situations that I've never understood how people can have that kind of mindset where their needs are more important than others.
Yeah. Needs
Because
of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
well, I mean, because I was only having this conversation with my mum the other day. It's like I look at us and we're in that mindset of we owe the world something. Whereas everybody else is just like, the world owes me everything. And it's like, well, no. Like, just because you've had a shit upbringing doesn't mean you have to be an asshole to everybody. And,
You can change.
look at me. Like, I don't think that everything that's happened to me throughout my life, I've still got that mindset of, you know what? Every day is a good day. And you got to find something positive in it.
Yep.
Even though most days I come home swearing and cursing because I just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, me too.
No.
Me too.
I can guarantee some of the opinions that we have, that other people would have similar views. Because let's face it, it's, everybody wants to be treated with some sort of respect.
Yeah.
And
Well, a lot of people want more respect than what is due, but I mean,
Yeah.
I believe in like a base level of respect, because everybody goes through life, everybody's doing something, everybody's going through something. So I believe in a bit of respect, just in the beginning, like you're a person, I'm a person, whatever. But then based off of that, respect is earned.
yeah,
So
100%.
and by doing good things for good people and not being a cunt. Which most people I meet are cunts. Hey.
I mean, like, I guess...
especially the ones I meet off of Tinder or Bumble. Actually, speaking of manners and etiquette and stuff, Frank, you fucking never thanked me for putting up your fucking curtains, you cunt.
You didn't.
I did. I'm like, he never did. Never did. I'm going to send him this. I'm going to leave that in there.
You're
I'll send
going
it
to
to
have
him.
to take that up with him. Don't take it up with me.
Well, he never thanked either of us. Oh, did he thank you?
No, he thanked me.
He thanked you. Well, fucking didn't thank me now, did he?
Well,
I was
talk to-
there. He knew I
again,
was there.
talk to
it was,
him about it.
It was you and me, man. It
I
was
know.
you and me putting the thing up, man. It's like,
Just think, we'll have to do that when I get my house.
yeah, but you're going to appreciate it, though.
Of course I'm going to fucking appreciate it, because half the time I'm handy to a
Yeah.
point,
Yeah.
but like, I also
Two
feel
of us
like,
together.
yeah, it's
Bob the
easier. Huh? What?
So the two of us together is Bob the Builder.
Oh, fuck me.
We can fix it.
I still love that meme. It's just like, Bob the Builder, can we fix it? Nah, it's fucked.
No, it's fine. Thank you to the two people who are going to be listening to this, which is probably going to be myself, maybe you. Still not too sure what to call it. I like talking bollocks, but it's a bit. Yeah.
I guess it's one of those things. It's going to be a podcast about what's bothering us, the many different aspects of
It's going to be just like
those
about
topics.
life, just like things that are shit, and things that are going on, which we think like, nah, man, that's not right. You can't do that, man. Stuff like that. Yeah. Just want to talk about it, man.
Yeah.
Get
Put
the
it out.
community together to talk about stuff.
I mean,
Like,
we have a
know-
lot of deep and meaningful conversations
Exactly.
alone.
Yep.
And this is essentially what it is. It's a
Yep.
deep and meaningful conversation, but putting it in a recorded session
Yep.
so that other people can either relate to or debate back with us.
Yep.
Like, we're more than happy to
Indeed.
have a conversation and unpack it.
I think that, if something bad has kind of happened, or someone tells me about something that's bad or whatever, and I kind of think, well, yeah, but I kind of understand it, like I get it, and then.
But you
so
also look
I'm
at
not
the other
leaning-
aspects of it.
Yeah, so I'm trying to say that I don't lean one way or the other. Like I'm accepting of everything for some stupid reason.
Always on the
And,
fence.
Yeah, always that grey area. Because I can always one side I go, oh yeah, that is really bad. I was like, oh, well, hang on, upon reflection, yeah, I kind of get why someone would be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Still think it's bad, but I kind of get it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, so I'm neither on the dark side or the light side.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking frustrating.
Yes. And that's why we're wanting to talk about it in a podcast form.
Diddly doodly.
So thank you guys.
All right, yes, thank you for being on whatever this call is called. The Two Weirdos Talking Bollocks, or On Air with Tubes, and special guest Sabs. Cool. Thanks very much, and fuck off.